All right, welcome everybody back to the Booktube Business School community. In this video, what we're going to be covering is how to turn your book into a high value school community so that you can make a full-time income doing what you love. That is the goal. And so to transition a book to a community, there's a few specific things that need to happen. There's a few specific ways of looking at how the information is presented and who it's presented to that makes all the difference when it comes to being successful really in any business, but particularly in communities. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to look at each one of these three books. Okay, I just went and randomly got these online, and we're going to do specific examples of each one of these and show how we would transition from kind of more general promises, more general outcomes that we're talking to getting very niche, very specific, and increasing the value of what we're offering by making it specific to a very targeted individual who we know it is going to solve a very valuable problem for them specifically. Okay, so the first thing to understand is that your book, your expertise, is knowledge that when applied should make some kind of transformation in your reader. That is the first, most basic general concept, right? You wrote the book so that they read something and they get an outcome from applying that information or learning that information. And so very, very basic things here to start. But the first thing to do is to identify your core message, right? The core message is the main value proposition of your book. It should be specific, it should be clearly defined, and it should be clear what position is somebody in before and what are they going to get after. So if we were to look here at Brian Tracy, how to present with power in any situation. Speak to win. Okay, so the person generally who might be interested in this book is somebody who makes weak presentations. They have no power, they have no influence in most situations, right? And they want to get to a point where they present with power and influence in any situation, right? We're literally just taking the front of the cover, the main promise of what we would get out of reading this book. Okay, moving forward, getting things done, the art of stress-free productivity. So this would appeal to someone who's overwhelmed by tasks, procrastination, they lack organization, they have low productivity. Where do they want to get? They want to get to a stress-free productivity and efficient task management, clear focus and prioritization, and enhanced productivity. Okay, and then finally, genuine foods. So the let's just see if we can become smarter, happier, more productive while protecting your brain for life. So this is a health food book, and it would appear like the overall core message is for somebody who maybe has cognitive decline, poor dietary habits, low energy levels, concern about long-term health. They want to get to enhanced cognitive levels, enhanced cognitive function, optimal nutrition, increased energy levels, and long-term health and vitality. That is the transformation that we could assume somebody would be looking for by reading this book. Now, here's the key thing to understand. For any book, for any business, for really any reason that anybody does anything, and the thing that occupies people's brains 99% of the time is thinking about what do they want, how do they get what they want, and how it will be better when they get to that situation. Put another way, how will they alleviate their pain and suffering? And so everybody is constantly thinking about this little diagram here. They have pain and suffering in this current situation. They have a problem blocking them from where they want to get, and they have a desire to get there. This is the most fundamental thing of all business. Now, the thing to understand is that all desire is not created equal. All desire is not created equal. Okay, there is intense desire, there is a lukewarm desire, and our job as entrepreneurs, our job as solution architects, people who write books, people who come up with solutions, offers, products, services, our goal, the most important goal, is to uncover intense desire. And to do that, we need to get specific, because if we're trying to sell somebody something that they have a lukewarm desire for, everything's going to be hard, you're not going to make any money, and you'll be beating your head against the wall. So the key thing to understand is that people have desires and that there are different levels of that desire for different outcomes. Said another way, the stronger the desire, the more value is created by its fulfillment. Okay, so if we want to be in the business of creating valuable things, first principles thinking, we need to go after things, we need to go after people who have burning desires for specific outcomes. Okay, the higher the value that is provided, the more money people are willing to pay. Okay, so you can sort of see what's going on in like the individual's head, your reader's head. You know, like if you really get this right, people, like, your books will fly off the shelf. Your communities, they'll have people lining up out the door to sign up. We want to be thinking about things. If I achieve this, I will. I feel okay. If I achieve this, I feel good. But if I achieve this, it will be life changing. And if somebody could get me there, I would be willing to maybe pay a little bit of money, maybe pay a bit, you know, and for this, they would pay whatever it takes. Okay. So these are the 3 P's when it comes to creating a business, creating an offer, creating a community. We want to get these 3 P's right. That it really is the most important thing out of anything when it comes to business. And it's getting the person, the problem, and the path to its fulfillment correct and in sync. So said another way, you know, we'll get to it, but we could have the right person, the right path, but the wrong problem. We could have the right, you know, problem, the right path, but the wrong person. Like, you got to get each one of these correct. So let's look at it practically now. And let's assume that, you know, we'll go through and just pretend that we are the author of each one of these books. And we want to build a community, but we want to make it a high value community. We want to, you know, we want to have our message speak to the right person and attract the right individual. You can see here, the goal is to align the right person with the right problem to create a high value offer that resonates deeply with your audience. Okay, so like if I was just out there, if I was, you know, running ads or, you know, like telling people about this thing that is, you know, it's going to help you present. You're going to be able to present better. You know, that doesn't speak to anybody. It doesn't call out anybody. If I was, you know, if I was a public speaker, maybe it would resonate more to me because I'm listening for these types of things, because that is something that, you know, I have a desire to be good at, right? And we'll go through and we can look at these practically, right? So let's jump in. The first thing that we want to do, again, if we have books and we have large groups of people that comprise of specific niche groups of people that might be interested in our thing, which is, you know, reading our book, we want to think like, who are they? So for this book right here, we may have mid-level managers, we may have sales professionals, we may have public speakers. Okay, each one of these types of people, as we will see, have different goals, right? They have different desires, different core values. The specific segment of your audience who are most likely to benefit from and invest in your offer. Identify the right person. Step number 2 is we want to identify the core desire in this person. So not something that will be a little bit valuable, not something that will, it'll be, you know, be happy. We want to identify the core desire, which is the ultimate outcome or transformation your target audience seeks. It is what drives them to seek out solutions in the first place. Okay. Mid-level managers, core desire might be, and this is just guess, this is just, I made this up, okay? But a core desire might be career advancement. Would make sense, right? For sales professionals, probably their core desire is increased sales and commissions. And for public speakers, their core desire is to captivate and engage audiences. Now, what we'll see when it comes to identifying the right problem is the most pressing issue or challenge that this specific segment is facing, which your solution can effectively address. Okay, so mid-level managers who have their core desire as career advancement, the problem that they might be struggling with is that they struggle to deliver impactful presentations that persuade and influence senior management, and therefore they are not getting their core desire. There is a problem in the way that we can solve with our book. Sales professionals are unable to close deals due to ineffective presentation skills. That's a big problem for a core desire for a specific person. For public speakers, they may lack the confidence and structure in their speeches. All right, so that's first. Let's keep going here. Getting things done. Right, so this is if I was an author and I've written about the art of stress-free productivity. The core desire, like the most general, when you just read the book and it's really not calling anyone out, makes sense. It's a little bit appealing, to achieve stress-free productivity. Cool. All right, but we need to get more specific. So understand the core desire. So let's look here. So who might be interested, as the right person for this? So we might have entrepreneurs, we might have corporate employees, and we might have freelancers, all fall under this umbrella. Understanding their core desires. An entrepreneur, and again, this is just made up, I just came off the top of my head, could be reducing stress. Very likely it is. Enhance productivity and time management at work for a corporate employee. To create a structured and efficient work routine. Maybe that is a core desire for freelancers. As you can see here, when we plug our book in, we can see that the problem to their core desires, that they're overwhelmed by their to-do list, struggling to stay organized. For corporate employee, difficulty in balancing multiple projects and deadlines. Freelancers, inconsistent workflow and difficulty maintaining focus. Now, again, like we can go through and we'll just quickly look at the last one. We have health enthusiasts, busy professionals, aging adults. We're looking for this health book that is promising to make us smarter, happier, more productive while protecting brain health. Now, it's like if you read that, everybody wants that. There's not one person on earth that doesn't want that. However, when it just says that generally, it doesn't speak to anybody either. It doesn't say, hey, I can solve this for you. And therefore, it doesn't appeal to anybody either. Okay, but if we were to look at health enthusiasts, optimize brain function, overall health, you can see here, increase productivity and focus through better nutrition, maintain and improve brain health as they age. Different people, different core desires, and different problems that our book can solve, and if we present it in the right way. And so the importance of being specific, right? Again, the goal is to align the right person with the right problem to create a high value offer that resonates deeply with your audience. When you are speaking to the world and you're saying how to present with power and influence in any situation, it's not resonating, it's not hitting with anyone. You're kind of just screaming into the void, you're screaming into the crowd. Like it will hit some people, right? Like people who are really, really interested and they want to do this, yes, they will buy this book, yes, they will seek it out. However, if it was to say something like this, right? I help mid-level managers advance their careers by mastering powerful presentation skills through a 6-week intensive course featuring live practice sessions, expert feedback, personalized coaching. It's the same information presented in a very specific and impactful way. It aligns the right person with the right problem, okay? Achieve stress-free productivity versus I help overwhelmed entrepreneurs achieve reliable productivity by implementing the Get Things Done methodology in a 10-week program that includes weekly group sessions, a digital task manager, blah, 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 right? Very specific. If I'm that person and I hear that, boom, this is the guy for me. This is the community I need to be a part of. I hear become smarter, happier, and more productive while protecting the brain. I'm like, okay, I guess. Versus I help health-conscious individuals optimize their brain function. Health-conscious individuals, that's even still pretty generic. It could be, high-level entrepreneurs. Optimize their brain function through an 8-week nutrition plan featuring detailed meal plans, blah, 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 blah. Here's the path, here's the person, here's the problem, right? So these are the things. When you do this correctly, it increases the perceived value of what you are selling. And that does that by clear targeting. When you identify a specific person, their specific problem, and a clear path to solve that problem, the offer resonates with them more deeply. This makes the audience feel understood and valued, increasing the perceived worth of the offer. Okay. It also leads to high conversion rates. So you tell, 100 people that the first version, you tell 100 people the second, it's directly appealing to them. Specific offers convert better because they directly address the needs and desires of a defined audience. A well-defined niche allows you to craft a message that speaks directly to that audience's pain points, leading to higher engagement and conversion rates. So you can charge more, you get more people, and you charge more. So like it's perceived as more valuable, you get to charge more, and more people say yes, right? And you're selling the same stuff, right? So the last one, specialization, premium, people willing to pay more for a solution that feels tailor-made for them. When an offer is specific, it conveys expertise and specialization, justifying the high price point. High ticket offers can command a premium price due to perceived expertise and customization involved. So once again, the goal here is that we want to get the balance of, or we want to get the correct formula, right? There's the person, the product, and the path, You know, we don't want to be trying to find this guy and give him, you know, a mediocre, solve a mediocre problem, or this one going down. Like, it's obviously we're looking for the right person with the right problem, and when we do that, that is where a solid business is made. That is where everything, that is the foundation for everything beyond, you know, producing something and putting it into the world. Okay, so the question is, you know, how do you go about that, right? How do you go and actually find the core desires? How do you choose the person to help? How do you determine which problem to solve for these people, right? All of this, like what I just did, is kind of just me guessing. And so we don't want to guess. We want to be specific. We want to, you know, be sure what we're doing and who we're talking to before we go and do all the work after. Because if we don't get this right, all of the work we're doing, it might be at like 10, 20, 30% effectiveness of what it could be if we got this right. This, like, if we get this right, everything is easy sledding downhill, and you know, we can be confident that we're solving real problems for real people. So if that is interesting to you and you like the idea of putting together a community based on the knowledge that you already have, that you've already put in your book, so that you can make a full-time income doing what you love, go ahead and join Book to Business. You're on the school page now. You just hit join. It's free for a limited time. There is no joining fee. There is no, like, all the information, everything, it's free. Okay, so we're just putting it, like, giving it away in the community. There's nothing to lose, and it's going to be a great place for collaborating, finding people in different niches, different customer avatars, different, you know, problems, different desires, and sharing the information so everyone can improve and everyone can end up doing exactly what it is that they love to do. Amongst the people that they love to serve, that they have, you know, that you've written your books and you want to be around, you share the same passions. If you want to be surrounded by those people all day, get paid for doing so, join now, and I'll see you on the inside.